Now, please welcome to the stage, Rowch groeso cynnes iawn to the award-winning chef and restaurateur Asma Khan, and with her, the unmistakable voice of BBC Radio 4's The Food Programme, Sheila Dillon.
Well, good evening and welcome. Croeso to the 21st BBC Food and Farming Awards, held for the first time here in Cardiff. We are delighted to be in Wales, home to so many extraordinary food and drink producers, chefs, restaurateurs and farmers, as well as writers and researchers who are uncovering the country's rich food history. Many are with us tonight to celebrate the Food and Farming Awards 2022. In fact, some are previous winners, so a special welcome to you. We are in the handsome Reardon Smith Theatre in the National Museum, Cardiff, and tonight's event has been supported marvellously by the Welsh Government. Now, this evening, these are not run-of-the-mill gongs that we're handing out. We've invited you here to help us celebrate some rare people who are changing their communities and their economies, creating jobs through great food and drink. They've come from Carnarvon, Kent, Lancashire, Hull, Sutherland, and beyond. We'll be hearing from cooks, farmers, retailers, innovators, and entrepreneurs, the food and drink pioneers who make up this year's outstanding bunch of finalists.
And the reason we've got all these remarkable people and businesses here this evening is because BBC audiences told us about them. The nominations came in their thousands. Each one was read and assessed by our expert judges, who you're going to meet over the course of the evening. Okay, so Sheila, tell me, what was it like, the judging visits this time?
Well, I was just judging the BBC The Food Producer Award, but you know, I know what it was like for so many of the others, and I've done this a lot now, and it still surprises me that I'm blown away. That's a terrible cliche, but I am really knocked off. My certainties are just, they're undermined, they're overcome by the people who are doing these extraordinary things, for which most of the time they get very little credit, because if you want to make money in the food industry, you don't do what tonight's finalists, what most of the nominees do. You don't do good quality food, you don't help the economy, you're not focused on the local community. So, as usual, it was astonishing, actually. But before we get to the awards, a quick reminder to all of you here that you can join in and help us share the results as they're announced on Twitter and Instagram using the hashtag BBC Food Awards. And now, our first award of the night, which actually is for Best Food Producer. Our three finalists, in my opinion, exemplify what this award is all about. Great local produce that's creating jobs and reducing food's carbon imprint. Footprint, not imprint, footprint. Let's take a look at this year's nominees.
Nawr te, gadewch i ni symud ymlaen at y categori nesa, sef y siop neu farchnad orau. Our next category is Best Shop or Market. So please welcome on stage Radio 4 food programme presenter Leila Kazim and multi-award-winning writer and broadcaster Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall.
Oh, my goodness, what a sight. How wonderful to be here tonight. How wonderful to have a co-presenter sharing this award, Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall. And how wonderful is it that we are in Cardiff?
Yes.
Come on. Yes. Now, very shortly, Hugh and I are going to be sharing the winners of the Best Shop or Market. And I have to say, from all the nominations that came in, and there were a lot of them, good quality ones, I really got a sense of, just what effect a good shop or market in a community can have on individuals, can have on families, can have on whole communities. Hugh, you are a man who knows a lot about food. What does a really great shop or market mean to you?
It's just such a special thing to have in your community. You visit it and you know you're going to be able to talk to people who they understand what's on the shelves, they can tell you who produced everything, they've got that connection with the community. And, we use in this category shop in the loosest sense. We're talking about, farmers markets, farm gate sales, direct delivery. But you need these things running through the whole web of your community. They bring life, they bring great food, they bring people together. You go to the shop, you're going to bump into people you know. But they also have to understand the community a bit. They can't, put themselves out there doing sort of crazy food that nobody in that area actually wants. Mm-hmm. They've got to really know what the best food from the surrounding land. It's about taking the surrounding landscape and distilling it into a place which is a joy to visit. You can then take a little bit of that landscape home into your kitchen, and that makes you feel special. It makes you feel properly connected, so that, as you move around doing the school run or whatever it is, you then feel you've taken some food home that really represents that place you live.
Yeah, it's from a place, exactly. And during my visits, I think the thing that stood out was that in order for a shop or market to kind of really feel special to people, they have to be able to support their customers and their communities during the good times, but also, when the times are not so good and when budgets are tight.
Yeah, that's right. They need to really know the community, and they need to be there for them. They need to, be ready to offer special deals. They need to be ready, change with the seasons, be ready to offer advice, be sympathetic, and they need to be there for everyone, not just sort of setting themselves up on a pedestal as the posh shop in the town. They've got to be there for the community.
And so, we, the judges, had a very difficult job, as all the judges did for all of the categories. We had to distill all of those nominees down to a list of finalists, and in order to do that, we were really looking for the ones that were doing something special, for the ones that were really going above and beyond.
And I think we've got that. We've got 3 nominations here, a short list of incredible producers, so different. Goodness knows how anyone came up with the final decision, but let's have a look at them.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant, Ruben. I mean, it's so clear, just for what you're doing there, that you basically want to change the world, starting with Scotland. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea, is we want to see full change of the way food's grown and sold, and the impact it has on the environment, it has on local economies, and it has on the whole society. So, yeah, I think.
And you've got 5 shops at the moment, but you don't want to stop there. I mean, where from here? You have a model, and what's exciting, and I think maybe why you edged it over these other incredible nominees as well, is the sense of scalability, where you've got something there that you can expand, other people can copy, and it will really make a difference to a lot of communities. And I assume you don't mind being copied for the innovations and work that you've done there, but actually you've got your eye on expansion yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're trying to do is show a different way to do food that becomes mainstream, really. There's sort of the supermarket world, and then there's everything else. And everything else is far too small right now. So
yeah.
We're trying to become bigger. We want other people to copy us and do things similar to us. So we have an alternative good food economy that becomes a bigger and bigger part of the overall economy.
It's so important that these more sustainable ways of doing things don't, as it were, stay niche, that they can grow and grow and grow and actually give the sort of multiples, the retailers, the old school way of doing things a proper run for their money. That's what you want to do, isn't it?
We're trying our hardest against every single odd, particularly at this and the difficult times we're in economically at the moment.
And what I want to say is that during my visit, because you guys have been working hard at Locavore for like a decade, and it feels like now is the time where you now finally have a seat at that table of influence where your voice is being heard. What do you think winning this award is going to mean for what Locavore does next?
I mean, it's amazing. It's great appreciation for the whole team that work really, really, really hard every day. I think it gives us credit for what we do, and I think that's something where we can then use that, and it helps improve our platform, and with that, the platform for everything that we want to achieve.
Ruben, all power to you and the Locavore team. So well deserved. Keep doing what you're doing. Congratulations again.
Thanks so much. Cheers.